Yo, what's up, Trident FD? Today we're gonna be doing control arms on the G35. I noticed I'm having like a vicious shake at 60 miles per hour, and I'm thinking is either wheel alignment, tire balance, or the control arms. I know the control arms are like basically shot on this car, so the first thing I want to do is the control arms, and then maybe check the tire rod and see how they're doing. We got Eric.
Yo, let's go.
Let's go. And we already got the car on jack stands. Took the wheels out. So we're ready to do this thing. Control arms are pretty simple. It's not rocket science at all. It's literally 4 bolts and they just come out. Shout out to Napa. They gave me the control arms. They didn't give it to me for free. I wish they did. But I got control arms and also got sway bar links. Because I noticed I'm hearing a clunking noise. I'm pretty sure it's the control arms, but I also want to just change the sway bar links just in case. Alright. So checking the tie rods and they are in mint condition. This boot, I want to call it, it's not cracked on top, anything like that. Shook the tie rod, seems like it's in good shape, but I noticed the control arm back there, you can probably see it's popping out. Literally the bushing's popping out. Let's get a better angle. You guys can see right there, like the control arm is supposed to be in the middle, it's literally leaning on the frame. That's pretty bad, but it's pretty easy installation, not hard at all. It's 4 bolts, one right there, there's one on top, one right there, and then the sway bar link right there. So it's not hard at all. So we're gonna get cracking at it real quick and we'll update you guys. Yo, what's up guys? It's the second day and I ran into some issues with the control arms, but I got it fixed. So the first control arm is done. And I want to tell you guys the issues that I ran into and that some of you guys might run into as well. So as I was putting the sway bar link in, there is a piece of metal with the sway bar link right there, that metal that's holding on to the control arm. That metal is on the sway bar link with some teeth, and if you put too much pressure when you're wrenching the nut on, what happens is it breaks off the teeth, and then the thread is just moving around. There's no like tension to hold the thread in place so you can put the nut on. So that's why there is this hex key right here. And I used the hex key as well, and I was using the wrong hex, which you guys should always make sure you guys always know your sizes. It's a 6 I think millimeter hex. Yeah, so anyway, make sure you guys use a hex key. I know you're supposed to use a hex key when putting these nuts back on, but I chose not to because I wanted to put literally like 3 threads on the nut before I used a hex key, and then literally that piece just broke off. I had to go back to Napa and exchange the part, but it's all good now. This whole control arm and the new sway bar link is on. I'm gonna do the other side and show you guys actually what to do, so you guys don't run into the same issues as me. I seen a couple people on YouTube literally get so lazy and they take a cutting blade or a saw to the sway bar link just to cut it off, which is not necessary. By the way guys, these are the tools I'm using. I have an impact gun, a mountain wrench, 2 ratchets, half, and then 3/8. You don't need the impact gun, but I suggest it if you're doing it by yourself because it could be tedious and you need that extra torque just in case. So there's gonna be about 4 bolts on this side. No, you guys can't see. Let me zoom in. So the first one is gonna be the ball joint right there. There's a cotter pin on it and you're gonna need to take the cotter pin off, and then this bolt is a 19-inch. Some cars, I know for the G35s, is I think a 22. Mine's a 19. Then you're gonna want to take this off. This is an 18th as well. And then the control arm is an 18. For the coilovers, you're gonna want to have another wrench on this side so it doesn't spin. And same thing with the control arms. There's gonna be another bolt on that side, and then you need to hold it with a wrench and then unbolt it with your other wrench or ratchet. It's plain and simple. It's not hard. So I'm gonna put you guys on a time lapse, and then if I run into a problem with the sway bar link, I'm gonna show you guys. So I just got the cotter pin out. Make sure you guys keep this. If not, buy a new one because you are gonna need it. Like I said before, the cotter pin was right there. It was right on that bolt, And then this is a 19 mil or 22 mil, depends on the make or model of your G35. So I'm gonna start using a 19 mil to take that out, and then I'm gonna work on the coilover and then the control arm. Everything's out of the control arm, so all I have to do is pull it out. And I wanna show you guys the new versus old. So let me just pull this control arm out. There we go, just like that. You can tell like how busted it is, because look at the bushing, it's like coming out. Let me go get the new one. Like, this is horrible. This is what destroys your wheel alignment. And I'm pretty sure this is why my car was shaking so much at like 60 miles per hour. If you guys are gonna go lower, make sure maintenance over mods. Like, even if you bought the coilovers, make sure you do the control arms and the sway bar links, because you don't wanna be redoing stuff that you don't need to be redoing. So I have it laid out here, and you guys can just see, like, this is what a control arm is not supposed to look like, and this is what a control arm is supposed to look like. So if you guys are wondering if your control arm is shot or not, just look underneath your car, and if your control arm is leaning to like the left and your bushing sticking out, it's extremely bad. This is the newer one, and as you can see, it's way better. And it's a simple fix. Like, these control arms are what, $60, $70? And it's not expensive at all to fix your control arms, especially at home with like common hand tools. So for putting the control arm back in, I normally like to put the control arm in and then bolt the control arm first, but not tighten it or torque it down to spec yet. And then I go from the ball joint to the sway bar link, and well, actually the coilover sway bar link, and then tighten the control arm. It's pretty simple. Basically, you're just reversing all the steps that you did first to take off the control arm. Alright guys, so once you get the control arm on, you're gonna wanna use a jack to realign the ball joint up, because if not, it's not gonna align right. And that's if you're lowered. I'm not sure about stock, but definitely if you're lowered, you're gonna wanna use the jack. And just like that, it's done completely. We got the new control arms, new sway bar links. I know this video was kind of short, so I want to apologize, but this was some maintenance that the G been needing for about 6 months now. If you guys are also new to the channel, I upload G35 videos about every week, so hit that subscribe button and hit that like button, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Trident family, peace, I'm out.
Yeah, 1A, 2A, 3A, 4. That's that shit I might adore. 44, I'm keeping 2 in my back door, making these bitches trip while I'm mopping the floor. I will lure any prey to my front door while I stir. I'm mixing up pressure, it's a cure. Drop on my call.